Well, hello and welcome to 3 Authentic Ways to Define You on Your Personal Website. You may have noticed that I changed the title a little bit from what was posted previously. I refocused the title and some of the items here to what I was really trying to say. And it looks like we have 2 more people that just showed up, so I'm going to admit them, and then 3 more, and then I'm going to admit them and get started here. Okay. So before we get started, please note this webinar will be recorded for the purpose of the course requirement. If you do not wish to have your face present, you may cancel your microphone and you may mute, or you may cancel your camera and mute your microphone. So I'm going to record in 3, 2, 1. I'm Kirk Lunsford, and I'm a longtime student in the instructional design program here at University of Colorado, Denver. I started in 2015, so I built my website way back then. I also am an interior designer and industrial designer, and so I've made many portfolios over the course of my career. I also taught a portfolio class for 4 years at Front Range Community College, and so I'd like to share with you some things that I've learned. But the thing that I learned the most is it's never good enough. You have to keep improving. There's always new technology and new ways to show off your work. And so I'd like to show you some of the things that I experienced creating my website for this program here. And so the 3 things I wanted to talk about was creating a personal brand and a professional looking blog that goes on your personal website, and a portfolio that tells a story. And so hopefully, if nothing else, I hope the attendees will walk away with a more critical view of their own website after this webinar. So let's start off with a poll. So I'm just going to keep it pretty casual here. We're going to use the participants pane in Zoom. And just yes or no if you've made a personal website before. So I see 1 responding so far. Okay, people are using the group chat option as well. Okay, it looks like everyone has made a website before, a personal website. That's great. Okay, and so how about people that are here? Try to use the participants panel this time and click on yes or no at the bottom there if you can. How many people think their website needs improvement? Okay, now I see some more in the participants pane. That's good. Couple. I think mine needs improvement all the time. So it's never done right. I'm kind of perfectionist that way. Okay. Yep. All right, so I'm going to start off with the personal brand and what you're usually presented with when you make a personal website. So usually you're given this template no matter who your provider is, the platform you choose to use. I use Weebly, and this is a theme from Weebly. And it's pretty enticing just to maybe change the text up here to your name or something like that. But it's not really telling anything about yourself if you're just using the template. So you probably want to change to make this your logo first. You want to change the text to be a font that looks something that matches the brand that you've created. And also the colors here. So you're usually given a default color that goes with the theme they've created. And so you want to change those colors to something that matches your brand. And so I made this brand for this program and for any sort of freelance work that I might do as an instructional designer. And I was also teaching at Front Range when I made this logo, and I was doing a lot of videos for interior design. And so I kind of come up with this brand that communicates some ideas here, that design is a process, learning is a process, and I like to sketch things, and sketching is a process. And when I was making the brand, I was thinking about how this logo might look animated. I wanted to include it on the videos that I created and put onto YouTube at the beginning of the video, and also the logo itself on the website and how it might look on social media. So here's the animated logo. And there's also some sound that goes with it, some kind of sketchy sounds like it's being drawn out. And then this is how it translated to my personal website. So you can see the orange color ended up on my buttons. I've got the orange over here for the drop down. This is the YouTube site, and I put as a banner on the background for my YouTube channel. And then for materials for the courses, the documents that I'm making, I wanted to create kind of a watermark version of the logo for materials that I'm creating for various classes and uploading publicly. So I wanted to create this, complete brand so it looks like everything is made from the same person or company. And so I'd like people now let's use the whiteboard activities. So if you haven't used it before, you need to use the annotate button first, and I need to create a new share to do that for the whiteboard. So I'd like us to reflect on our personal website. And if you haven't made one, which I think everyone here has, imagine how it might be. And if there's one thing you could change, what would that be? So I'm going to create a new share of the whiteboard. And then you can click the annotate button, and you can type text, or you could draw something on here if you like. The question is, I'm looking at chat now, the question is, reflect on your personal website, and if there's one thing you could change, what would that be? Yep, that's a good one, creative interests. We've got someone exploring with diamonds. Personal logo, redesign logo, yeah. Those are great. It's really hard, I think, to design a logo. And so when we get through this, I'll show you a resource that might help you with designing your logo. Navigation, yeah, I think my navigation can certainly improve as well. Great, so we have some great ideas here, and I'm going to save this. Does anybody else have anything to add? Okay, I'm gonna save this because this is pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go back to our presentation here. And the next thing I want to talk about is adding a blog to your personal website. So it's actually, the best way to do this is to embed it into your personal website, not a standalone blog. And sorry for the quality of this image here. It's been loading strangely on Google Slides. That's what I'm using. And so it's not loading very good resolution. But you can see that the blog title, it matches the kind of font that I have here for the logo. I've got some link colors that go with the colors for my logo and the brand. And the background, I've got this plan in the background. So I was an interior design teacher, and I practice a lot of interior design for my work. And I also have the gray background here and the lighter gray text that goes with the brand. And I'd also like to demonstrate a brief portfolio page for you. So I'm going to get out of this slideshow and take you to this page. So I've published this page on my website, and it might seem intuitive to, if you have this project, this is from Creative Designs, it's an infographic. It might be intuitive to say, I'm just gonna post my infographic, that's enough, isn't it? well, you're not giving it any context. So it's always great to tell a story about the projects that you're putting on your portfolio website. And so this infographic I used for Front Range Community College to remind students to save in the cloud, because we have a lot of students, especially around midterm time, that seem to lose their memory cards or their data was corrupted. So this helped us do some of those things and save our work better. I provided some sketches here that were some preliminary designs, and I also have the whole design document in this little thumbnail window, and I can expand that. And so I want to show you today is, because we're instructional designers, we probably have a lot of documents, and I found this to be a really great way to show documents for your portfolio. So let me get rid of this hide notification. So this is created an issue. An issue is a platform where you can add PDF documents and then you can embed them into your website. And it's free to use. You can pay for a service and get some different things with it. So I'm going to click on my publications, and I've got the infographic document right here. And give me 1 minute here. It's not giving me the information I was looking for. Embed on website. There we go. They changed the interface recently, so it's a little bit different. Okay, so there's some really cool things here. We can change the aspect ratio of how this is presented on your website. So if you know that you have a certain size that you'd like for your website, you could do that. You can change the background color. So this darker gray color, if you don't like that for your document or your website, you can change that. And there's a couple other toggles here I could switch on, but I don't really need to worry about that right now. So I'm going to get the code. I'm going to copy it to my clipboard and then come back here and go to my website builder. And so now I can just copy and paste that code and add it, and it's that easy. So I think that's a good thing for us instructional designers to use on our websites. And I will share the link to that issue website and the portfolio example in a few moments here. So the next activity I'd like us to do is, hopefully you learned some things from this presentation so far. And so I've created some do's and don'ts in the document that I'm going to share with you. And I provided a couple here. So let's use the group chat. And if you have some do's and don'ts that you've kind of learned on your own or that you have ideas about today, let's share those. Oh, Joni was thinking exactly the same thing I was thinking at the same time there. I think that's one of Joni's favorite things she talks about in all the classes I've had with her. That's great. So you don't want to use other people's clip art. Anyone else have anything that they'd like to share? You've got a couple more minutes here. I'm going to share the resource document, and it's time for Q&A if anyone has any questions. So I'm going to share the resource document in our chat. Carp, that's good. And feel free to comment this if you like. And if you have more questions in here, I'll do my best to get back to you. I have the do's and don'ts here listed. And then towards the bottom, you could see the issue resource. And for people that, I saw a lot of people respond to creating their own logo or making it better, or their own brand. There's this personal brand workbook, and it has some kind of different things you could fill out and questions that might help you create a brand for yourself. So I'm trying to get down to some of the, yeah, here we go. So, and there's 43 pages of this, so I don't think you necessarily need to go through all that, but if you're struggling with your brand, this might help to just browse through that. And then of course, I just used my own website today. There's a lot of great examples out there. I use that just for the authenticity of this presentation, but there's 85 other personal websites that I've kind of perused when I was making this presentation and by looking at these articles that I think you guys should check out. Are there any questions? Give people one more minute here. You're welcome. Glad you liked it. Thanks so much. All right, everyone. Have a great evening.